Okay, we're in section 2.6. We're going to do number 4, which says involving arctangent. And for x greater than 0, find and simplify f of x equals arctangent of x plus arctangent of 1 over x. It's supposed to find the derivative of this. So we want f prime of this. So the derivative of arctangent, or tangent to the negative 1, the tangent inverse of x, is 1 over 1 plus x squared, or x squared plus 1, plus, now this one we're going to have to do the chain rule. The derivative of the inside, see, the inside is x to the minus 1. And so the derivative of x to the minus 1 is the power rule, minus 1 times x to the minus 2. And x to the minus 2, so we got minus 1, and minus would put it in the bottom, is 1 over x squared. So the derivative of the arctangent of 1 over x is going to be the derivative of the inside, minus 1 over x squared, times the derivative of arctangent of this something. And the derivative of the arctangent is 1 over 1 plus whatever's in the inside squared. Now it says to simplify and simplify. So we're going to have to do some little work here. Now these two are multiplied. This is not much we can do with that. Now we got a minus. That'll kind of make everything minus. Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. But in the denominator we have x squared times 1, which would be, this is going to distribute, x squared. Then we're going to have x squared. This is 1 squared over x squared, so x squared times 1 over x squared is just 1. So the denominator of this fraction is 1 plus x squared. The derivative of the denominator of this is 1 plus x squared, and there's a positive 1 and a negative 1, so this will work out to be just plain old 0. Then it says, what does this result tell you about f? It says the slope is 0. Now, I wanted to graph that just to check and make sure. So I went to my calculator and typed arctangent of x plus arctangent of 1 over x. And I graphed. And I got this. Now, they said just look at above 0. Well, here's what it is below 0. And they both have a slope of 0. But it jumped in here. And I was curious why. Well, we're not really sure why it goes from this value to this value, but, and what are those values? Trace 1.57. That's pi over 2. Okay? But at 0, there's no value. Well, why isn't there? Well, 1 divided by 0 is undefined. So this function for x less than 0 has a slope of negative pi over 2, and this function has a slope of pi over 2. I mean, has a value of pi over 2, always the same. Slope is 0 on both of those. The function has a value of negative pi over 2 for less than 0 and pi over 2 for greater than 0. Make sure I said that right. Okay, number 6 was one that I saw people were struggling with, and so let's just turn this and try doing number 6. And it says for number 6 that we have f of x equals 7 sine inverse of x cubed. So we got a constant outside, so we don't have to use product rule. We'll just keep the constant and when we're trying to find the derivative. But we have the sine inverse function, and inside that we have x cubed. So we'll do the derivative of the inside, keep the 7. Derivative of the inside is 3x squared times the derivative of the bigger picture, sine inverse of something. And the sine inverse is 1 over the square root of 1 minus the something squared. So that would be x to the third squared. So that's the part that students often miss. When you're doing the derivative of sine inverse of x, or of something, it's 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. But x is what's inside here. Now, if this is more complicated than just an x, like x to the third, then you've got to replace that x with what was inside it. And you also have to take the derivative of what's inside it. So we end up getting 21x squared over the square root of 1 minus x to the 6th.